Hello. Today's lesson is 11-6 and it's called Combining and Separating Shapes. We're going to start though with a little review of some of these new terms we've been learning in this unit. Okay, so what you're looking at here, they are all closed shapes. They have line segments, not curves. What is the name for these shapes? Pause the video to think about it if you need to. These shapes are called polygons. They're closed and they're made of line segments, no curves. This one has 6 sides. What is its name? It's a hexagon. These polygons have 4 sides. They don't all look the same, but they all do have 4 sides. What is the name for shapes with 4 sides? Quadrilaterals is the name for shapes with 4 sides. Here you have shapes with 4 sides and each side is the same length. This is a special kind of quadrilateral. What are they called? Rhombus is the name for quadrilaterals where each side is the same length. What's the name of this shape? Trapezoid. 2 sides are parallel, 2 sides are not parallel. Let's see, it's a green triangle. Would we call it equilateral, isosceles, or scalene, and why? This would be an equilateral triangle because all 3 sides are equal length. I like that word equilateral has the word equal hidden inside it. Okay, so now to start the lesson, you know how to identify and describe shapes. These are just some of the shapes we've been learning about. Today you'll learn how to combine 2 or more shapes to make a new shape. Start by describing a hexagon. How many sides does a hexagon have? We know a hexagon has 6 sides. Can you use equilateral triangles to make a hexagon? And if so, how many do you need? Pause the video right now to try it on your own. You could draw them if you don't have tangrams at home. That's what it could look like. 3 equilateral triangles put together make a hexagon. Okay, I found 3 other ways to make a hexagon. Can you find even more? What other shapes can you combine to make a hexagon? Pause the video to try this on your own. There are some ideas I had, but I bet there are more ideas out there. Are there any shapes that cannot be used to make a hexagon? And why not? Yeah, neither of these could be used to make a hexagon. They don't fit together in the right way. Maybe it also has something to do with their angles. What shapes can you combine to make a trapezoid? There's a couple that I thought of, but I know there's other correct answers. I wanted to show you what the textbook page looked like today. We can also draw diagonals to separate shapes. Here they separated a hexagon into triangles, and they also made it into a rectangle too. They made a pentagon into a rectangle. Okay, what shape can you make by putting together 2 squares that are exactly alike? 2 pentagons, 2 hexagons. Remember to match up the sides. That's what I thought of. And I had to draw the pentagon since we don't have one of those for tangrams. And then in question 2 and 3, trace the polygons. Draw 1 diagonal to make new shapes, and then name the new shapes you make. So remember, when we draw diagonals, we go from one vertex, that means corner, to another vertex inside the same shape, but it cannot be the vertex next to each other. It has to be a vertex further away than next to each other. There's just a few diagonals we could make. Sample answers are given. That means there are other correct answers too. Last question. Kelly has a square sandwich. She wants to cut it into shapes using diagonals. What shapes could she make? So picture a square. Think about how you could cut it up with diagonals. She could make 2 triangles or she could make 4 triangles. And that was it for today, questions 7 through 15 on page 289.